You made the lining nice and strong, but Sam, you made the pants too long. Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
It's New Artisan Day today with MMGP.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, thanks for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, cool group of our friends hanging out from all over the world. You know what? They'd love if you were there too.
They would. And for our mention today, Marcus would like to talk about his new Zingari beard oil.
I love this stuff, y'all, and Heather is known for her skincare products at Zingari, man. It's the master scented, the century-old brick-and-mortar barbershop scent. I absolutely love this one with a tiny wisp of a cola note in the middle for me, and it's a lighter beard oil that I'm kind of used to in my beard oil journey right now. I'm adding a few drops to my post-shave routine, and this seems to be absorbed beautifully into the skin after just a few minutes. Fights the lack of humidity we have here in the East Bay. And what is our soap today?
We have a new artisan today, MMGP, and we are off to the Tailors. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from the sales page at mmgp.shop, which we think might stand for Mr. Murray's grooming products, but we're not entirely sure. Don't hold us to that. Indulge in the refined artistry of grooming with our artisan shaving soap Afternoon at the Tailor's. This exquisite blend combines 7 sumptuous butters: shea, kokum, kapuasu, cocoa, mango, bakuri, and mumaru. Did I get that right? Murumaru. I left out a syllable. With the hydrating caress of jojoba oil, ensuring a luxurious lather that embraces your skin in opulence.
Inspired by the timeless sophistication of Penelligan's Endymion, the fragrance unfolds with the aromatic notes of lavender, leather, coffee, and vetiver, creating an olfactory tapestry reminiscent of a bespoke tailor's workshop. Afternoon at the Tailor's invites you to a sensorial experience that captures the essence of meticulous craftsmanship and sartorial elegance. Elevate your grooming ritual with a shaving soap that not only nourishes your skin, but also transports you to a world where every shave is a tailored indulgence, leaving you feeling impeccably groomed and enveloped in the distinctive allure of a refined fragrance.
I'm going to need to be alone with the dictionary for a minute to figure out what most of this means, but I think we are in for an elevated experience here, and maybe not just in the scent, but in this new base itself. Come along with us. We're going to open the box from the Razor Company. Now, I had to open this up to get my beard oil out so I could try that before the mention. But hats off to the Razor Company for getting some soaps in lately from the 4 corners of the world that you can't get anywhere else, and you don't have to pay any extra postage or duty. Woo! And here they are individually wrapped. So you did not see Lunchtime at the Club. That one is a common. My godson and I share a particular affinity for tobacco vanilla, so this might have some striking similarities for an upcoming episode. But you did see this little beauty. Y'all, I gotta tell you, the labels were a giant part of why I wanted to pick these up. They are just beautiful. And look at the tubs. I don't know if we know these tubs from anywhere else in the wet shaving world. Does that feel familiar?
I don't think so, but it's nice quality. Look at Mr. Fox himself.
Got kind of an entourage going on there, looking all smooth and sophisticated. I wonder if Foxy Matt has noticed these. They at least owe you some residuals for your image on this. Well, anyway, y'all come along with us. I think I might want to do this first impression. Hey, Craig, I think we might have found our first Scottish soap, buddy. This is from Southern Scotland, made in the UK, and this is interesting. It has a manufactured date on it. So right now, we are filming this on April 28th, 2026. So this soap is about 6, 7, 8 months old, something like that. And its first ingredient is stearic acid, and it looks like there are no animal products in this soap. All right. The only other Penelligans that I can remember in our entire collection is Doppelganger Oxblood from
okay.
PAA, and I wish they would bring that back because Duet Fragrances keeps running out of their homage to it, and I absolutely love that one. That is a luxurious barbershop where somehow everybody who walks in hangs up a tweed coat on the wall that is neither green nor Irish. So I'm so excited to have a second one from that perfuming house and see what's going on in this. Are you ready?
I'm curious.
The
Let's
shaken
see.
clam. Oh, it's a lovely pour. I'll show you just a little so that the scent doesn't eke out. All right, here we go. Oh, it's about 2/3 that Santorial scent that I love so much. And then it branches off into some cleaner, even more barbershop-y directions. Boy, they got the name right. This is fabulous. Hold on. Oh, it's kind of scents that we know arranged in a way that if you look at them just right, become something totally different. I absolutely get an upscale Tailor of Old Bond Street kind of feel walking in to be taken care of by some of the world's best barbers feel to this, and then have a beautiful custom suit made for my evening. It's all here. Hold on. Okay, a gentle citrus lets you in, a tiny bit of a lemon, a tiny bit of the sour note that is in green Irish tweed can be found at the very top of this. That's where their similarities stop. It's tiny. Oh, and the heart of it for me is something grassy being interwoven with something delicately barbershop-y floral, something violet leaf in here, something delicately lavender going on in the middle, but it's the grassy heart of it that I love. There is just something dry and herby about the center of this. I remember reading Leather and Coffee, and I don't really get those because I think in the shaving soap world, in the original scent world of like Sterling's iced coffee, it's not that kind of coffee. It's not that Oro Valley kind of leather. These are made differently. These are made with like a part of that aroma. So just the sweetness of the leather is going to be brought in here, and the earthiness, not at all. Just a little bit of the bitterness of the coffee is going to come in as a resin underneath, but you're not getting a steamed espresso note out of this. This is a perfumer. Every once in a while, on my dad's old National Funeral Director Association conventions, we got to stay at somewhere super luxury, like a Four Seasons or a Hyatt Regency in Waikiki. And as you walk through the lobby, they do have these finely crafted EDPs made just so you get a sense of adventure. The sense of being in a new place, but the sense of being well taken care of. It's the smell of hospitality. That's kind of what's going on in here too. It's almost like the perfumer's fantasy note of clean cotton mixed with a sense of farmer's wheat. If that could be kind of how they're doing the tweed in there for me. There's a saltiness in this too that drops down into something that could be in the patchouli lane, but it's a much sweeter patchouli. It's the type of patchouli that used to be in the original Gourmand Accords. If it's there at all. You know how some guys have a floral in their lapel? This one's like dried. This one's like dried lavender. Something like that. Oh, and a very subtle sort of resin or smoke or tobacco that's as if this person was smoking really nice hand-rolled, carefully chosen tobaccoed cigarettes, but he quit a week ago. That's that. It's on the outside. You gotta look for it. It's not what meets you at the door, but I think it's kind of what makes this interesting under the surface, like that freshly lit cigarette spark, and then the sense of the tobacco weeks later, sort of both in the backgrounds of this. And you know, like when you smell a suede jacket, maybe one that's been out in the sun a little bit, and it has a sweetness to it that's almost raspberry. That's the kind of leather you're getting in here. It's not, and then you're only getting the sweet part. So it's like having the rest of that leather sense taken away. You're only getting the vanilla-ish sort of sweet part of that leather in here for me. And here's the weird but fun part. It's the farthest thing from any laundry product I've ever smelled, but somehow it smells like really fresh, clean clothes, like from the dry cleaner. I don't know how, but it does.
So that really ties into the Tailor's portion.
Perfectly. And I think it's why the homage to Santorial by Dua has a sewing machine.
Oh, funny.
And like fine cotton thread. It's that lane. Like that would be Henry Higgins, and this is Pickering. Little bit of Eliza over there. And I don't know how, but it's overcast outside. There is a silvery wisp of cloud cover, smoky fog going on in this somehow too. Very nice.
It's fitting for Scotland.
It
That
is.
kind of
It
plays
is.
the part.
And it gets sweet. Much like Shrek himself. But there's a line. Went through 4 rounds of auditions to play Shrek in the regional premiere. Did not get that one, but I learned how to say, I want my swamp back. See how bad that was? That's why I didn't get it. And how is it different than Centaurial for me? It's lighter. It's a bit more floral. It's a little sweeter. That one dives down into the tweed. This one goes more into the barbershop part of it. There's a lot more going on. There's stuff on the shelf. There's beautiful blue stuff. The combs are in. Luxury. Like when I went to Broadway for the first time and saw 5 or 6 shows in 1 week, this is kind of how my brain remembers the scent of those beautiful theater lobbies. And a delightful, delightful edge that would make it feminine on you, I think. All right, take this in, see what you get.
Okay. Oh, the label here says mandarin orange, bergamot, and cardamom.
Ooh, all right, take it in. Oh, it's spinning. It's spinning, y'all.
I do get hit with more of a brisk citrus kind of thing at the front, and then it goes into what could almost be approaching that barbershop-y, not talky, but the clean kind of, smack your face on the way out kind of vibe. But then it doesn't go dark after that. I kind of thought it was with their little more textures and things that would be coming through.
Coffee note.
But it does not. Like even the leather and coffee notes that we read, I do not get those in a way that I thought I would. Almost like a green coffee note somehow.
Oh, yeah.
To me, the leather is almost coming off as the spice here. I know it lists cardamom, but I almost get a deeper, not gourmandy spice, but it's almost just in that lane. It doesn't go like a darker leather. It's kind of in that mid note.
And fans of Sarah McCartney's YouTube channel, the perfumer from the UK, they were just building a leather accord the other day. And the funny thing she said at the end was funny. There's no leather in that. It's just the aroma molecules that are from different parts of leather they were putting together. Same thing is happening here.
Now I'm getting more of like the greens that are in here. I do kind of get that wet vetiver-ish hint, maybe even approaching an oak moss, but like one you'd use in a barbershop. But it's adding that clean kind of fabric-y kind of a portion to this.
And that's where it got me. I'm used to green vetiver. This ain't. This is a vetiver that I perceive as being sort of dry. And it's what's meeting with the florals in the middle. It's what's making me think the windows are open. Like, do you picture a green vetiver or more of like a dry brown one when you
I think I was getting more like wet grass kind of green vetiver. But maybe that's how you were getting the cold window kind of outside thing.
Well, I am older and drier.
I think the drier notes for me are coming more on like the clean lapel kind of a side, like almost more the barbershop-y portion.
Right.
It is not green Irish tweed, but there's something very subtle in the citruses and florals that could approach that lane, but it doesn't go far enough to get there.
Right. The sourness of the lemon that meets is, for me, the same as the original Sharp-Dressed Man from Sterling.
I do like how this can be an everyday scent, but it also can be a dress-up kind of a scent too. Like it is more of a press suit. I like the Afternoon at the Tailor's vibe because it really kind of paints what lane this is in. Every other whiff of this, I can tell it is more of an homage to a cologne. And then the other ones, I would just say it has a fun, clean side to this, but done in a little different way. So I don't know if that helps you figure it out. I'm glad we know that it is an actual homage, but the way that it's blended here, it almost comes off in a more approachable way than some other clones do.
And one of our viewers was asking about the Marcus Clean scents. This will definitely be a contender. Just something transparent that tells you the stuff in your hair is amazing and the stuff they use to clean your clothes is fantastic. Just kind of that sense.
I was looking on the mmgp site and they were talking about how the Fox line is kind of like their Hollywood stars, like a James Bond or Cary Grant or kind of thing. So there is something a little dressed up about this, but also if there were playing a character that was more real, I feel like that would even play well into this too.
Right. Y'all, these are the sense of Hollywood. We've been able to tour like the dressing rooms of Lucille Ball and stuff like that at Universal Studios. This somehow captures that the same way American Vintage from McDuff's, another Razor Company exclusive. You got to bring the splash back in that someday, y'all. Captures the idea of a green room before a concert or a club performance. This does that same thing for like MGM or 20th Century Fox Hollywood dressing rooms.
Actually, maybe it's their tailors that are working on their clothes.
Right. Well, if you want to find out whatever happened to Baby Jane, come along with us. We're going to look at these scent notes and build a lather. Now, the name Endymion from the original comes from a Greek myth where Selene was in love with him, so he had a spell put on him where he would have eternal beauty, but also eternal sleep. So she could come see him and he'd always be youthful and beautiful. But the trade-off was he couldn't open his eyes. All right, y'all, from the sales page at mmgp.shop, we start with aromatic notes of lavender, leather, coffee, and vetiver, creating an olfactory tapestry, reminiscent of a bespoke tailor's workshop, but there are also scent notes that are a bit more detailed on the Fragrantica website of the original scent.
Lavender, bergamot, sage, and mandarin orange.
There you go. The sage is part of the grassiness that's blowing
greens,
through here. And that bergamot is not Calabrian. It's more sour.
All right, and then we have middle notes of coffee and geranium. So they're listing the coffee here too, but I think it's the green coffee bean kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's just a tiny bit of the bitter coffee, but it's balanced out so beautifully with the geranium, they almost become one accord here.
And base notes are leather, cardamom, sandalwood, vetiver, nutmeg, myrrh, black pepper, musk, incense, and olibanum. That's a lot more.
Okay, let's take this kind of slow. I would buy this more if it was like leathered cardamom. Because I don't get the leather much at all, but as soon as I saw cardamom, I was like, that's how they're doing it. I think it's more of a fantasy note of the leather. And then that goes into kind of a smoother sandalwood that might have a tiny bit of a twinge
Maybe.
to it. And then the vetiver that we're arguing about. More of the wet grass on this side, more of the drier, kind of grassy, clean side of the vetiver for me. But I think it's probably somewhere in the middle.
It almost approaches like an oak moss, but it's not for my nose.
Yeah. And you know, oak moss is not something easily replaceable, but of course you'd need something like that in this. That's how they're doing it. And then one of my favorite spices, nutmeg. Maybe the kind of thing from Old Spice might be hiding in here.
But we've got that next to myrrh and black pepper. So...
And if you were a little sad you were not seeing frankincense to go along with this myrrh, olibanum is frankincense. We found that out the hard way. They're exactly the same thing. You know, on our never-ending quest to find that incense from church that we remember, this might be, believe it or not, close. It's just way in the background. So, like, here's the tailor, and then there's, like, a baker and a florist and a couple of things, and then a church, and he's got the thing going on. That's how light it is, but I think it might be that same incense. What do you get?
If it is, it's way in the background.
Wait, 4 doors down. But I think that might be it. The black pepper's giving it a spiciness. The musk is beautiful. I think it's almost a white musk. That's how you get the clean cotton.
I think also how the clean is coming across is there aren't anything that's pulling the base notes down. Like even all of these, if we read them, they're kind of the cleaner sides of these things.
Right. And there is no patchouli. Must have been getting the vetiver or something else, or the myrrh is standing in for it. Well, it's now time to build us a ladder with this brand new artisan. All right, you hold that. This is my Never Alone shaving brush. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the little sparkles. And this is my Aquamarine Captain's Choice handmade copper bowl. They are not charging enough for these. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, it's pretty soft.
Okay.
I'd say it's kind of mid-range here. Not a whole lot of bite back to the stick, but it's certainly not in Macduff's or Adopted Acres territory.
But they did pride themselves on all the butters that are in here. I think there were 7, so there you go.
Sense. Oh, and it presses nicely into the ridges of the bowl. Now, we do our lathering a little bit different here at the Barbershop Duet because we really don't like to get any water on our brush until that water starts having some soap in it. So here's what we do. We make a thin layer, ooh, this spreads out really nicely, of soap on the bottom of the bowl, just like that. And then we hit it with some water, but we let the water run down to the bottom. And that way, when the brush starts pulling it up onto the bristles, it's getting a little water with a little soap. And then we just dip the tips of the bristles down into the water at the bottom of the bowl and start transferring the soap up onto the brush. We don't really want to build a lather quite yet. We had lunch with David from Brusso and Dove today because he lives nearby us, and I don't think Barney's Hamburgers has ever seen a 45-minute conversation about bowl lathering in its life, but now it has.
I think the people around us were kind of confused when we started pulling out tubs to share with each other.
Cartridge shavers. And y'all, very often in the early days, if we ever had trouble making a lather, the only thing we were missing was time. Give it a couple extra minutes, let the aromatherapy wash over you, because it's been about 4 minutes now, and y'all, I can barely see the ridges on the bottom of the bowl. I know we never talk about lather here, but I didn't even gather up the lather yet and look at the brush.
It is always fun to have a new artisan to see what that lather brings.
There you go. And this is something you'll only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Eternal Sleep or Eternal Youth with on 3, 1, 2. I get it.
Yeah?
I get it.
It does have that brisk, clean portion coming through.
And y'all, the Razor Company has a YouTube channel where they do great live shaves. We don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. But we know what y'all would like to see is this new artisan base covering my moneymaker. Let's see how this goes. Oh.
Buttery?
Looks like I'm about to start doing mime work here.
Yeah, if you're looking for a clean scent, I really do like how they threw in the title Afternoon for the Tailor. It works for something like this.
All right, y'all. Well, let's see if this Tailor has a basement so we can go a little bit deeper. All right, so this being a new artisan, where does the intensity sit for you? I think it's about 3.5 for me out of 5, maybe a little above average.
No, I would agree, because it's a lighter scent in color, but the intensity is definitely up there.
What color do you get? Sometimes she sees colors when she smells stuff. What are you looking at here?
I get more of like a fun, shiny, bright, sunshiny yellow.
There you go.
I like that it's afternoon at the Tailor's because I really do get a midday, like the sun is up kind of thing.
Kind of the golden hour.
Yeah.
You know what that is in movies? Like the last hour before the sun goes down, everything gets like this golden hue, and movie directors like to use it to their advantage. There's a great scene in Something About Mary where he's got the fish. Anyway.
But speaking of Hollywood, that really ties in.
Right. I still swear this smells like the Warner Brothers studios when I used to go with my aunt to see sitcoms being taped. But sometimes you got to walk through some really luxurious green rooms and things like that. Hospitality suites set up for movie stars. You got to see where they parked their cars. Patti LuPone drove a Studebaker. And is kind of an homage to like the artwork of the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of stuff going on.
At least with the Fox labels here. We were looking at their actual website, and there's a lot more other fun little kind of series they have on their website, too.
I think that was the first golden age of shaving, and now we, ladies and gentlemen, are in the goldener age of shaving. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just me, Marcus, and Sarah, sitting around in San Francisco, California, wondering what new might be out there in the wet shaving world that might have flown under our radar. Well, you're going to go over to the Razor Company. You're going to see they have a lot of new artisans to take a look at from all over the world. And the first ones to grab your attention are going to have this cute little foxy guy on them, and you're going to get your own. So head over to therazorcompany.com where you'll find this and a ton of other stuff I want. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Afternoon at the Tailor. And you know, it was a little bit scrapier of a shave than I'm generally used to. I could really feel the blade against my skin a little bit more with this. And I think when the coconut oil is so high up on the ingredient list, it has a way of letting my blade find its way to my face a lot easier. But it was a great shave, and this is one of the only places in the entire wet shaving world to find scents by Penhaligon's, and I think this is the only homage to this that is currently available in the entire wet shaving world. So thank you, MMGP. We will be back. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our May giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get a $25 gift card to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email. Here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com, mention PAA. This is the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first June episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Well, 4 stars, and always fun to find a new artisan from so far away. This is awesome.
I'm glad we have 2 more from them so we can really get to know how their base goes and their other sets that they've got going on.
Usually when we find a new artisan, we at least try to buy a few so we can kind of start to get a sense of what they're doing and how they're doing it.
But I gotta say, this little foxy dude on the label makes it a lot more fun.
And do not worry, we do have some Mike's Naturals. We do have some Ginger's Garden. We do have a few new artisans coming up soon, so stay tuned. Mysteries and wonders lie in store.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.